You're still watching the City of Lagos TV show. Welcome to Transport Lagos, which of course forms part of the strategic pillar of the Themes Plus agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. And of course, transportation and the business of driving, these are two very key fundamental elements when it has to do with the safety of Lagosians as a cosmopolitan city. And so today we're going to be speaking with the general manager of the Lagos State Drivers Institute, Lasdri, which happens to be one of the agencies under the Ministry of Transportation. And of course, it's my pleasure to welcome the general manager of Lasdri, Mrs. Tiamiu Afisat Abike. Madam, you're welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start with the very fundamental question, and that is the Themes Plus agenda of Mr. Governor. And transportation is one of the strategic pillars. So to what extent has the vision, the mission, and the mandate of Lasdri fall in line with the Themes Plus agenda of Mr. Governor?
Thank you. Transportation and traffic management is the first pillar of a Mr. Governor development agenda. Unfortunately for the agency, we are one of the agencies under Ministry of Transportation. And the core mandate of the agency is to ensure we train, retrain, and certify drivers for safety. Through our agency here, we have been able to do a lot. Mr. Governor is not joking with Lagosians' life. He's so passionate about safety of lives and property. And you can see the effect on the road. When you are talking of a road transport, continuous training of this driver is eliminating a lot of issues on Lagos. So if you actually observe it, I think we are having lesser traffic incidences. So we believe our own part. If you continue to train driver, telling them what is expected of them to do on the road, I believe we have been able to take driving profession to the next level.
Thank you very much. Now, let's look at the key achievements. You've been here for quite a while now. So let's share those very outstanding achievements so far.
Firstly, we are operating in only 5 centers when I assumed the leadership. But as you speak now, we've added another 10 centers scattered all over Lagos, Ibile. The first center is where we are, Ikeja Center. It's around Bolade Oshodi here, behind Last Mile headquarters. We have a Badagry Center at Okwafo. Then we have the third Ikorodu Center at Odongunyon. Lagos Island Center at Ojoba. Then the last one then was Epe, Itoikin Road. But as we speak, we are operating in another 10 annexes. Ikotu Igodo SCDA, Ayobo, Ipaja SCDA. Then at the arena, where we have task force, we have annex there. At GRA here, in front of police college, we have another annex there. At Agric, in the Ikorodu area, we have another annex there. We've already even moved to Lekki, Akim DC Street. We are operating under Motor Vehicle Administration Office. Then at Ojudojubaga, Vehicle Inspection Service, Lagos State. Apart from that, as we speak now, we've introduced what we call computer-based tests, because we have 3 windows of enrolling drivers for training in the agency. The first window is what we call mandatory professional drivers training program. By law, it is clearly stated that as a professional driver, we have different categories of driver. We have private drivers, then we have professional driver. So the category we are talking about are those that are earning their living through driving profession. You need to pass through our agency. In as much as your means of sustenance depends on driving, you must pass through here. So the second means of enrolling driver for training in the agency is what we call rehabilitation program. Maybe you contravene traffic offences on the road and you are accosted by Vehicle Inspection Services or LASMA. The Lord said they should send them back to classroom where we are going to explain to them traffic laws. So we are like a change agents where we change the mindset of drivers, where we change the mindset of Lagosians too, that drivers are not just common element in society. They have a score. Then the third is what we call structured training program. Different kind of vehicles, cars, buses, tanker, we have trailers. The way taxi driver will maneuver their vehicle is not the way trailer driver will maneuver. So we have is a structured advanced program where we normally tell them use of what we call simulator. We have simulators in 5 of our centers, but we are planning with help of Mr. Governor to get movable ones for those annexes. As we speak, sir, we've already introduced the online training that at the comfort of your home, you can Google, you go to Lasdri website www.new.lasdri.org. All our training session is there. The only thing is you cannot collect Lasdri card online. You can only print temporary paper, then you bring the temporary paper to the agency here for only people that want to renew, not first timer.
So, madam, let's look at the level of synergy between your agency, sister agencies, and of course, strategic stakeholders like transport unions, groups, and associations. To what extent have you been able to synergize to achieve your set objectives?
The synergy has been so impressive, starting from our sister agencies like vehicle inspection services. I want to appreciate Engineer Fashola. He has been there for the agency in the issue of sending offenders to retrain. Then LASMA too, they are doing wonderfully well. Mr. Oki is doing what is expected of him as a general manager of that agency. So we are collaborating to make sure we move Lagos forward together. Then concerning unions like Rightran, NURTW, and some other big companies too, I don't want to mention name. They have been sending their driver. They are turning up massively this year. The turnout this year is extremely very encouraging, and I believe you continue to do advocacy together. Even Federal Road Safety Commission, we used to partner to do advocacy, go to garages and park together. Presently, we are even partnering with Nigeria Insurance Association. We want to do one-off training for all insurance company in Lagos State. The partnership has been so impressive, and we are not going to relent. We are going to continue to make things work out for Lagosians.
Okay, GM, let's look at the issue of certification because Lagos is a cosmopolitan city with huge population. There could be the tendency of some people claiming to be certified professional drivers. Who do Lasdri classify as a certified professional driver? And what are the benefits of the certification?
Before you can call yourself a professional driver, you must possess what we call valid driver license. And the law says you cannot obtain that driver license without passing through 3 important stages. Okay. The first one is you need to pass through recognized and approved driving school, approved by Federal Road Safety Commission and Lagos State. It's a tripartite arrangement between FRSC, NVAA, and the VIS. Then you get yourself to motor vehicle administration in Lagos State here. Then you move from there to vehicle inspection services to test whether what you are taught in the driving school, whether you master it. After we now send them to the Federal Road Safety Commission, they are the one that issue driver license. But Lagos State government, with the love they have for Lagosians, they say even after if you have done your driver license, before you can call you a professional driver, you still need to come back to Lagos State drivers where we are going to start with you afresh. So we have the power to certify drivers. That is our duty, to retrain and recertify drivers for safety.
Okay, so GM, when we talk about certification, does the certification expire? Because a lot of Lagosians or professional drivers will want to know, if Lasdri issues me a certificate, does it expire? Is it something we have to renew? And where do I come to collect the certification?
Thank you, sir. Lagos State drivers, the certification cards do expire once in a year. So you do the training once in a year, we issue that certificate for you. But the second one, which is certificate on competency, where we can issue another certificate for you.
So as a very strategic agency, how do you manage monitoring, level of compliance, and enforcement?
By law, Lagos State Driver Institute, we are not giving mandate to enforce for ourselves. The law empower LASMA to apprehend any driver on the road that refuse to obey or comply with that law, Transport Sector Reform Law. of 2018. But at our level here, we have compliance and monitoring department. They will go out to the people at the helm of their affairs to see the level of compliance. We let them see the reason why they have to be part of a moving train, telling them to bring their logbook first and the Lasdri card of all their drivers for the year.
Now, let's look at the challenges of the agency and how has your office and your team been able to mitigate these challenges?
The challenge is like the level of compliance from our clients, especially the commercial drivers. 60% of them, they are supposed to be our regular clients because majority of them are the professionals. But it's like they don't know the value. Maybe they believe they are above the law, but we don't want to fight anybody.
Well, we'll be speaking with the general manager of Lasdri, and she's been able to give us a very clear picture of the various efforts and initiatives and the level of synergy with other strategic transport agencies under the Ministry of Transportation and stakeholders. What are you doing about human capacity building for the agency? Because we need to be talking about best practices and your workforce need to be well trained. So what are you doing with regards to this?
Training, education is a continuous thing. You continue to learn until the last day. So at our level here, we train our instructors every year. We invite road safety experts, in-house training, in-house workshop for our workforce every year. Also, Mr. Governor every year normally approve training conferences for all our instructors. Every year we do make sure we increase the level of understanding of our instructor through continuous education.
With regards to your very impressive performance and achievements in Lasdri, to what extent has the governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, given Lasdri the enablement to achieve its set objective?
Thank you. It has been a win-win situation. I considered myself as a lucky general manager because all my submission, all my proposals, through his effort, I've been able to renovate all our centers. We sent a proposal to Mr. Governor that we need a driving range where driver can be doing practical tests. Because training driver on the road is suicidal. As we speak now, effort is on to put a world standard that you can compete confidently with other ranges all over the world.
What are the future projected plans, programs, and innovative initiatives of Lasdri moving forward?
We are planning to expand. We believe 15 centers cannot cover all areas in Lagos State for driver training. We want to move more like Victoria Island area, Apapa area, and so on and so forth. So expansion is key. And I know with our amiable, adorable, Mr. Celebu, Mr. Governor of Lagos State, all those will be achieved.
GM, as we round up, what's your word of assurance, word of encouragement for people who intend to take driving as a profession in Lagos, companies who have drivers who have not registered with Lasdri, and of course the general Lagos public?
My Lagosian, I want to appeal to you, especially professional driver, that you now have a place where we can call a standard of learning. So I want to appeal to you, take your time, come and be part of moving progress. Companies and owners of trucks, container, is a lot of investments. Protect your investment by sending your drivers for training the agency. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àjùmọ̀ṣe ni.
Mrs. Tiamiu Afusat Abike, General Manager of the Lagos State Drivers Institute, Lasdri, talking to us on Transport Lagos on the City of Lagos TV show. It's been a wonderful time, and of course, the message we're taking away from here is that when you think about taking up driving as a profession, you think Lasdri. Thank you very much, madam.
You're welcome.
The City of Lagos TV show will continue in a moment. We'll be right back.